So, in deference to our Mother the Earth and all mothers everywhere and the authentic source of each of us, I want to say a special welcome to Kenny and my mothers who are here. Ann Ausubel and Rhea Goodman, and we are so grateful to have you with us. Temperatures in Santa Fe this fall were 14 degrees higher than usual. After a wet summer, the chamisa bushes lining the dirt roads bloomed abundantly. Their furry golden blossoms lit up the landscape with radiant color, and their prolific and musky scented pollen invoked weeks of chronic sniffling and teary eyes. Then, an unforeseen gift. A brilliantly gilded chamisa in our driveway seemed to be crowned with motion. It was covered with small monarch butterflies, feeding while they languorously opened and closed. The rhythmic breathing of their flame-colored wings mesmerized me. I stood stunned by the monarch's visitation, dazzled by their adaptability and resilience that found northern New Mexico along their revised migration flyway. It was a moment of appreciation, awe, and gratitude, not unlike what I feel here today. Thank you for being here. I'm deeply grateful to you all for gathering, not only in California, but in sites all over the US and by webcast around the world. My thanks to our Mother the Earth for this magical, complex, and unspeakably beautiful web of relations that share our one and only home, and for the gift of being alive in this transformational time. Thank you for gathering in this community of leadership to learn, connect, expand each other's possibilities, and cross-pollinate solutions, to accelerate our collective learning and enhance our resiliency. This past year, I considered the changing nature of leadership and how we might reinvent it as something we could all aspire to, shedding our conflicted associations and the not me reaction that so many of us, especially women, seem to have. I wondered how we might ignite and liberate more of it in ourselves and each other. I reflected on so many of you and others who have been my teachers. I recognized an illuminated thread connecting those who have mentored me most, that expanded my sense of what was possible for me. Until I heard Terry Tempest Williams, I had no idea that it was possible to be a naturalist, a storyteller, a philosopher, artist, healer, seeker, and activist all at once. She taught me the power of standing open, of being vulnerable and fierce at the same time. Until I heard Jeanette Armstrong, I didn't realize anyone could combine being an educator, a dream interpreter, an artist, a community constellator, healer, and wisdom keeper. Until I heard Janine Benyus, the godmother of biomimicry, I didn't know it was possible to be a biologist with the soul of a poet, and to birth a whole new discipline and design strategy while serving what you love the most. Each of them encouraged me to find ways to bring all of my parts to bear in my work and path, and to let my wholeness lead me to birth new forms. Now my own understanding of leadership is informed by braiding together all that I care most deeply about and hold sacred. It's guided by the primacy and sanctity of that innermost relationship. I keep learning from the many remarkable women who've joined me and my teaching partner, Toby Hertzlick, in cultivating women's leadership trainings these past 5 years. Last April, 20 women gathered in Sonoma for a training. We were especially excited because so many who were coming were doing such big work in the world, from running a national network of nurses greening medicine to an urban CSA and training farm in San Jose, and from teaching prison inmates about sustainability and loving the earth, to mayoring a Northern California town, teaching at a nature preserve, transforming Marin County, and rewriting chemical policy. We were gratified at the diversity of women who'd applied, ranging in ages from their early 20s to 60s, and 7 of them women of color, as one of our core purposes is to strengthen our capacity to connect deeply across the differences that so often divide us. On the opening day, 2 women, Lupe and Nadia, told the group that they had a pre-existing relationship. They were comadres. Lupe has a long gray braid and an ageless face that radiates loving kindness, with a presence that's both dignified and open. Nadia has eyes that seem to express all the joy and sorrow in the world at the same time. They seemed like sisters, though they were not related by blood. The next night, under a full moon, Toby walked in the labyrinth and encountered them there. When she asked what a comadre relationship means, they explained that it's a traditional Latina indigenous relationship that's entered into ritually and for life. Comadres, they told her, are at each other's backs. They agree to care for each other's families, should something happen to either one, and to show up in support and caring for each other. Toby quietly noted, "I want to be a comadre." The next night, women were invited to offer or teach something to the group. Lupe and Nadia went last. With Toby, to honor her invoking it, they offered each and every woman of this group a solemn and loving ritual, sealed with a sacred tangerine. We all became comadres to each other. The room was filled with dignity, love, respect, and awe. As the ritual reached the heart of each woman present, connecting us in an authentic and profound way. As I reflect on the nature of leadership and my experience of it, what Lupe and Nadia did was a revolutionary act, one that modeled great courage and also trust, faith, and forgiveness. It embodied generosity and created true solidarity. Their gift embraced us all in an authentic experience of beloved community. The more I learn about the invisible and insidious privilege that accompanies being a white woman or person of pallor in this country, and the offensive and demeaning realities of how those race-based biases result in chronic pain to my friends of color, the more wowed I am by the power and grace of their offering to us all. Since then, the comadres have stayed in touch. When one wrote of her possible impending kidney failure, another quickly responded, "You can have one of mine. I have 2. They've co-created the Cultivating Women's Leadership tent at this conference. They've showed up for each other's events and risks and celebrations, and are continuing to love and encourage each other toward further, deeper, and stronger leadership on behalf of ourselves, each other, and the earth. This moment beckons us all to dream big, to consider all the new forms we can imagine and many we can't, to match the unique gift, vision, or capacity that each of us is here to bring with a need for reinvention, healing, or new birth in the world. When we find that nexus, that place where what we most love connects to the aspect of the world that needs us, we become unstoppable. Martha Graham, the great choreographer, said, "There is a vitality, a life force, an energy a quickening that is translated through you into action. And because there is only one of you in all time, this expression is unique. And if you block it, it will never exist through any other medium and will be lost. The world will not have it. It's not your business to determine how good it is, nor how it compares with other expressions. It is your business to keep the channel open. May we seek each other's guidance and listen gently and caringly to each other, charting our pathways more empathically and skillfully, using our wounds to help inform us, but not define us, standing together to transform systems of injustice, to knit together webs of community, alliance, and kinship that reconnect us to place, to each other, and to our own unique calling. May we keep the channels open, collaborating to create new forms, flying together to resiliently navigate our new migrations, pausing for rest and to breathe our wings upon pollen-laden blossoms along the way. May we reflect new possibilities to each other in the time ahead, knowing that our vulnerability and our connection make us stronger. May we exercise the courage, heart, and wisdom to find our way home. For the most profound and sacred purpose I can imagine, the sanctity, freedom, justice, and beauty of all life on earth. I want to close with a short poem by Terry Tempest Williams about the pronghorns, antelope native to Wyoming and the western US, who have the largest migration pathway in the lower 48, 6,000 miles, which is now being thwarted by development. It's called Council of Pronghorns. We, the Council of Pronghorns, have convened as witnesses to this moment in time, when our eyes wish to peer into the hearts of humans and ask, what kind of world are you creating when we can no longer run as wind horses, but are relegated to watching behind fences, dreaming of spirit migrations? Thank you, comadres and compadres.